everybody. Happy holidays, y'all. Happy holidays. So hopefully we'll get some light on in here. But feel free to listen to the sounds of me wrapping a few wrapping a few gifts here. Okay. All right. I do all the holidays of all my family members, no matter what their religion is, as long as it ain't wicked. Okay, y'all. I do not holiday discriminate. I have friends that do Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, every type of holiday. So if they invite me, I participate. You know, family and friends. Hi, everybody. There's not much light coming through here. Feel free to listen to the gift wrapping sounds if you're woke. Y'all can't see me because the light is low. But y'all can listen to me. So I've had people ask me, how do you do holidays? And both your parents are gone, your stepdad is gone, your grandparents is gone, your big brother is gone, your first cousin who was your best friend is gone, your female best friend gone. Um, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, okay? And we're gonna talk about that in a minute. How I can still do holidays with a smile on my face and not be bitter, you know, because all I have is two siblings and my daughter and my husband. That's all I have, and a childhood friend that always, stops over for the holidays and stuff. But we're gonna get into that. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Okay. There's some people who's not woke. um, why I still do the holidays in spite of so many losses. Okay. Nick, if you're going to be in here, don't go near. Don't go near the stuff. Go ahead, bye bye. You don't listen. That's why I'm not letting you in. The other cats are sitting down. Okay. I do holidays because I make it about other people. I'm already covered and favored. I'm not a person that's chasing productivity, products, and materialism. So um, I really don't care if I get fancy stuff on Christmas. As a matter of fact, I'm okay with a couple little art supplies and maybe a book on writing, and that's it. You know, and some dinner. That's it. I would rather have the people who care about me around me rather than the products. I grew up kind of modern day, later day Amish kind of, where in my family, what mattered more was our social connections. So me and my siblings and our parents, holidays was very high vibrational for us. It wasn't about the gifts. Like we never really talked about gifts. It was just like a lot of laughter, dancing, getting married. So I have a different spiritual connection to the holidays, where a lot of people around me are like, um, they're kind of like, I have to get it. If you get it, I grew up where that's not the way things were. We only really got what we were doing already in life. So if I was a book reader, my mother would get me a book. If I was a writer, my mother would get me writing tools for the holidays. So we weren't like just getting stuff. And so the stuff that we got was more spiritual uh, than ego boosting. So that's why we never really saw Christmas as, cash grab or anything like that. So um, even with Kwanzaa, even with Hanukkah, I have friends who are gone, elderly people who have passed who were Jewish. When I would do their Hanukkah, it was like really nice. It wasn't about the gifts. When we did the menorah, um, and all of that, and sang their songs and stuff for years. My one friend is Muslim, the producer guy that I worked with for years. Um, he does Kwanzaa, I think, and so it's not about the gifts. Like I have seen him around the Muslim holiday, and all he got was a pair of shoes, and all I got was maybe, you know, some song that he recorded, and we wrote songs. We literally came to the studio Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa week. We came empty handed, and yet we were still in the spirit. I feel like this: if you can't be in the spirit of the holiday empty handed, then don't even do holidays. Like don't even do them. Like if you feel like you have to get to give on holidays, don't even do holidays. That's how I see it, because that's not even what it's about. You know, when I went out yesterday, um, just where I used to go, I went to Sephora. I went to the cologne section. I used to hang out in the cologne section back in the 90s when I was shopping for my husband because he likes a fine bottle of cologne. He has very expensive taste in cologne. And he uses it up. He doesn't waste it. He's very, grateful for an expensive bottle of cologne. Even if I don't get him anything, if I get him a high end bottle of cologne, he's happy. So I was hanging out in that section for the memories of when me and my friends, my cousin, when everybody was alive, nobody was dead. And we would just hang out in the perfume section Christmas week. Even if we didn't have no money to buy it, we would just like the smells. Me and my best friend always went to Kaufman's. Some of y'all may not remember Kaufman's. We went to Kaufman's and Gimbel's and hung out in the perfume section. So that's what I did yesterday. And I swear to goodness, I was immediately reminded of an old passion I had when I was young, and it was in alignment with my horoscope. So I'm standing in there, and some lady, and I want to say white because it's in a positive way, um, she was like, something smelling good over here, and that's what she's saying. That's what she said. I want to tell y'all about this Christmas moment I had, this holiday moment that reminded me of a time when nobody was being racist, nobody was being hateful, everybody was just enjoying the spirit. This was a Christmas moment yesterday. She was like, "Some smell good." Now I'm thinking all these colognes and perfumes, so she's smelling one and all, right? So she was what people would call the stereotypical looking Karen, according to YouTube. So, and she had her son with her, whatever. So I said, well, maybe, I smell Gucci. So she was like, and I could feel like the weird thing about it, I could feel like an angel was with her. I could feel that. So I was like, yeah, maybe it's Gucci. So something told me to mention what I know about colognes and perfumes. And she was like, oh, you know about these. I don't know how to get any of this. And when I was telling her, she was like, do you have a business card? Make custom bottles. And the funny thing about it is that I have been thinking over the past year taking up perfume again. I used to make perfumes and blend them and pick out perfumes for people, and they always liked them. That's actually a part of my destiny. I could like get successful doing that. So I said, wow. I said, this is confirmation. So I was like, dang, I ain't got a business card. She said, oh, I left my phone in the car. She looked in her purse and she said, what's your name? I said, Victoria. I said, I'm on Facebook. She said, I'm going to look you up. And she said, how do you know this stuff? I said, something I just always knew even as a little girl. And so I said, let me tell you how to do it yourself. So I said, the lighter notes, I was teaching her real quick. I said, I did a little example. And then I told her how to smell the scents in 3 steps or whatever. And she was like, yeah, you're right. You're right about all of this, right? So I was like, I was like, well, and I said, well, I said, let me tell y'all to keep y'all from being cheated out y'all money. So she said, oh, I didn't even know that. And we was going to buy that bottle. She was like, we was going to buy that bottle. So I noticed her son quickly switched over to the colors that I said. And he said, yeah, see, this smell good. And I said, because it's a high end. They're pricing the low end per cents as high end. They're ripping you off. And she was like, oh, I see what you mean. I said, all the lighter bottles are actually supposed to be less price. She was like, what? So anyway, Um, she was like, the smell that you have now, this is a Christmas moment. Like I said, this is a poster child stereotype or carrying look, the YouTube say, not me. This is what people will stereotype the woman. So she was like, I'm smelling it again. And I said, it's me. And she got close. She's like, it is you. How you smell like that? I said, let me explain why this scent smell good on me. And I said, I'm wearing midnight. Now listen to this, y'all. I told her the scent I was wearing. She said, I just bought that scent yesterday. I was like, what? I said, I had this scent for a year. Now, what if I told y'all the scent that I was wearing was last year's Christmas present from my daughter? And this lady bought herself the scent as a Christmas gift. See what I'm saying? So when people say the holidays are not, and the creator does not touch people on Christmas, they do. Look how the synchronicity, two synchronicities came out in 5 minutes. This lady just bought her the exact same scent as her own personal Christmas gift that I was wearing that my daughter bought me. Okay. Then I said, because I sweat hard, I don't wear the flowery scents. If you wear the flowery scents, and you sweat hard, it'll smell like dead flowers. She said, yeah, that's what flower scents smell on me too. That's why I don't buy them. I said, if you buy any of the light bottles, they almost always have flower scents in there. So she said, I prefer amber. I said, Dune is my favorite scent by Christian, and it has an amber smell to it. She said, oh, really? She said, what's it called again? I said, Dune. Everything I said I liked or I didn't say I liked, she actually liked. It was her favorite too. So when I'm telling y'all, like, put aside race, gender, and all of that around the holidays, you never know when someone is sent to remind you of a power you have. And then as I was looking in this woman's face, I'm telling y'all no lie, I know this is going to sound weird, but as I looked at her again, I literally saw Santa Claus. I know I know this sounds weird, but her face had this red t- aura to it. It was like appley, y'all, and I could tell it was not no makeup on. Okay, I don't know if there was an angel around her and that's why she was glowing red, but it was like the most beautiful cherry red, pinkish look around her aura, all around her face. So, um, when I walked away, they were still over there, and she was like, I could tell she was still confused. I said, and I heard God say, go back over to her. I said, look, the reason why this scent smells good on me that you bought for yourself yesterday, I said, because underneath the scent is lavender. And I said, what it is it's the sense of the night. It's the sense of the winter season. These scents is in alignment with my spiritual purpose. I said, they're in alignment with who I am. She said, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I said, so you might want to put the midnight scent, the lighter midnight scents under the dark midnight scent that you got yesterday. And she was like, oh, okay. And then, don't you know, 2 minutes later, I saw her grab something and they bought something. So she kind of figured out, like, after looking at the bottles, after what I said, she knew exactly what she had to get. But see what I'm saying? You just never know. You never know. And it was a wonderful moment because I've been in that situation where I'm not gifted in something and I don't want to waste my money. So I just felt a lot of like Christmas, holiday energy in there. Yeah, it was really good. And you would never think because it was like in, a neighborhood that's said to have KKK. But see what I'm saying? Like you never know when the angel energy is going to show up. Okay, this woman literally wanted to buy a custom made bottle from me on the spot. She was like, do you have a business card to make me a bottle? She was, because she couldn't believe what she was smelling, even with all those perfumes around me. She was actually smelling the good scent she kept saying she smelled was actually me. See what I'm saying? So if you have a bad vibe to you on holidays and you're bitter about the holidays, the angelic people are not going to sense you. You're going to be purposely blocked because the creator don't want you getting nothing from them because you're bitter. So even if you're like sad and grieving about your family, try not to be bitter out here. Like try to see it like, who can I help? And you don't have to help somebody financially, but like, who can you help? Even if you don't work in the stores. You know, I saw that they was about to buy stuff that ripped them off. I saw how he was like, ready to pay $150 for a clear bottle of cologne. I'm like, nah, that's a ripoff, okay? Because it doesn't have a dark base note. It's too light. That means that bottle's probably like really $85. But they're pricing it 150, the same as the dark scents. No, the base notes always make the scent more expensive. So like that's what I was telling them. But a lot of people don't notice because they're not a perfumer. So people just go there and say, "Oh, it smells good. I'm gonna pay the same amount for Christian Dior for Calvin Klein." It's like, no, Eternity for Calvin Klein should not be priced the same price as Dune by Christian Dior. But that's just the system trying to rip you off. Okay, they're basically charging you for the name rather than the price of the notes that is in the bottle. So I kind of like broke it down for her. So I was like, that's a classic, and that's the only reason why I was telling her about Eternity because they were trying to find a bottle for her son. And I said, that bottle, only reason why that bottle of Eternity scent is priced the same as the dark bottle of Gucci is because it's a 20-year-old scent. It's a classic. She said, I get what you're saying, but that should not be priced the same. So, yeah. So what I'm saying is I had this long, wonderful conversation by the stereotypical built older woman, Karen, that like YouTube say. I don't stereotype, but YouTube say, the people on YouTube. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, her aura was very pure and her face was literally radiating like the freshest red aura I ever saw. So basically, like, don't be out here bitter like this. You never know. We're a business. I got a business opportunity in a perfume shop yesterday. Um, so yeah. Hi everybody. I just wanted to share this today. Okay, so um I make the holidays just all about how I can be more helpful. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay. Just being, I'm not saying don't be kind any other year, but go the extra mile because people are sad and grieving. People are extremely lonely on the holidays. They are missing their husbands, their family members, and they want to know that they still have value, that people still care, that they can still make a friend. So just be nice out there for real. Okay. Even if you be like, I don't do, if you want to call it paganism, because not everybody do holidays for paganism. Some people do holidays because they want to give back. But anyway, they may save up all year just to donate the money. People make huge sacrifices so other people can have their needs on holidays. So just find a way to be nicer. You know what I'm saying? Um, it cracks me up when people say, well, I don't do holidays because money is a cash grab. Okay, fine, but why can't you be nice? Like, why can't you still be like, happy holidays because somebody might be like missing dead folks, you know, because somebody might feel alone. Now that some people got nobody, they don't got no kids, they don't got no husbands. 90-year-old people sitting in a retirement home, they don't, they're missing their family. Some people outlived their entire family while we're sitting here with our family on holidays. So, just be nice. Everybody. And I know some people say, well, I don't have to be nice if I don't want to on holidays. I'm fine. If you want to hold the whole world responsible for what your family did to you, then go ahead. That's extremely low vibe. Like, I'm not going to go out here and hate the world all because my family did me like crap. My employer did me like crap. I got done like crap. My dream job, my employer was very toxic at my dream job that I had to resign. She abused me for 5 years out of jealousy because I was better at it than her. But I'm not sitting up here saying, oh, I'm not doing holidays no more. And at my old job, I had to do holidays for everybody. I had to do Hanukkah, Passover. I had to do Yom Kippur. I had to go to my friends for Kwanzaa. I had to go to my family for Baptist holiday. I had to go to my husband for Catholic. I wasn't bitter all because I had to resign from my job because my Catholic boss was abusive. I still showed up. You know, I still went on with my life. And I know there's people that don't want to hear this. There's people. What cracks me up is when people say, "I don't want to hear this. I'm not being friends with you because you do holidays." This is just how narcissistic the world got. Like, that's really none of my business. Like, I'm not cutting people off or unsubbing because someone does a holiday. Like, your sub don't mean that much. YouTubers aren't even paid much. We're paid less than McDonald's unless you're like viral. Your channel's major viral. So it's like not a loss for people to cut us off because oh, you're doing holidays. Yeah. It's funny how people love to use that sub button to twist the arms of to strong arm us on YouTube, strong arm creators. And here's what gets me: creators give back, so don't cut creators off. You know, around the holidays, we might put up an extra 5 videos that we could have charged somebody for and got paid for, but we being generous. But it's like, okay, you won't get the notification because you unsub because I do holidays. So now you're not going to get the videos, the notification. The creator has a way of punishing people who want to punish people for practicing free will. I have the free will for my holidays. But if that makes you bitter and run for the hills from this channel, don't complain when you don't get notifications for my generous videos. Y'all know I be telling it like it is, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I mean, anybody just running to unsub somebody because of their holiday choice, it's like, you're really doing that? You're really doing that? You're really doing that this week? It's wild. Okay, y'all. All right. And when I do holidays, when I put stuff in, when I do gifts on holidays, the gifts I put in there is stuff I know that somebody. Most of what I give is what somebody needs. Because I don't see the point in spending a lot of money on stuff that somebody's going to just leave laying around and wasting stuff. And if the holidays stress you out, you can literally go out to eat on the holidays. You can go grab some food, Christmas dinner somewhere. You don't have to cook. You don't even have to wrap your gifts. You can get a big gift bag. Get a gift bag. Put that stuff in there. Wrap maybe 2 of the gifts only, so they can be a little surprise. And then put the rest of the stuff in there and put some toilet paper over it. You don't want to spend money on tissue paper? Put some toilet paper as tissue paper. Rip it up and put it over the stuff. You don't want to spend money on extra gift bags? Use the same gift bag from last year. But don't save your gift bags. Okay, let's say you got gift bags for Christmas. Take the name tags off the bags that's dangling from the handle of the bag and use that bag for somebody else's gift. Okay? That's how you do it. We keep all the bags. When somebody put our stuff in a bag, we keeping these bags. If you say Christmas is too expensive for you, buy everything the day after Christmas. That's how you do it. Like, you don't got to celebrate Christmas on Christmas. Why can't you celebrate Christmas Christmas, New Year all in one day on New Year? You could do it like that and get all the Christmas after Christmas sales. You can actually the very next day on Christmas go buy the stuff that you need for Christmas next year and buy it all on clearance and put it away. You see what I'm saying? Put it away for next year. There's when people say, "Oh, it's a cash grab." No, it's not. You're not being smart on Christmas. That's the problem. You're not shopping smart. Buy everything on clearance. Okay? When they're trying to clear out their stock the day before Christmas, everything is marked down, like double marked down. Actually, the biggest sales on stuff is not Black Friday. It's the day before Christmas. They're trying to get rid of the last of their stock. They're overstock. I used to work in retail, so I know. So, um, make a list of the needs of your family members and go the day before Christmas and get the rest of that stuff, some of the rest of the stuff, when it's like 80% marked off because it's overstock. So, for example, I got my husband a shirt of something he really liked, okay? This going to remind him of his childhood. And it's like a very classic thing. So, he likes t-shirts. That's his thing. He's a t-shirt man, but it's actually like a classic t-shirt. It's he can actually keep it, put it away. Maybe when he's like 90, 80, sell it on eBay, whatever, because it's a classic shirt. So instead of buying it on Black Friday when it would have been maybe at the one place maybe 15% off, because I got it yesterday, it was actually 30% off. See what I'm saying? So instead of paying like almost $50 for it, I paid like only like 15, y'all. So you see what I'm saying? Like they showed the regular price and how it kept being marked down. So that's how y'all could do it. Where a lot of people are spending hundreds of dollars on Christmas, I don't spend more than 100 on Christmas because I'm just a very thrifty shopper. I'm smart, like in retail. I can look and be like, is this really worth it? And I look up the company, I look up the regular price, and I say, okay, you know, the regular price was, like 30. Okay, and then it went down to 20. Okay, now it's down to 10. Okay, I'm gonna get it then. See what I'm saying? Being smart. But I came from very humble beginnings, very extremely humble. I still live humble. Me and my husband and us are very humble. So we don't get a lot of gifts. We don't. But what we get is like we know that we like need, and we may get one thing in there that's like play. Other than that, it's a need situation. Like I said, I like the holidays because people are thinking about my needs. My family do. They're thinking about only the best of the best, my most favorite things. I asked my daughter earlier this year. I said, "What's your I said, "What's your favorite stuff to do? Favorite pleasures?" She's like, "I like red wine, sweet red wine." So I got her a bottle of Moscato sweet red, and the bottle was like $20, but it was on like marked down and marked down because it was like overstocked the day before Christmas. So, um, and I know Moscato's a good wine company, and a lot of young people normally like Moscato. Like you know, people under 40 normally like Moscato. So I got her that. Notice I didn't give her a lot because she gets stuff every year and she makes good money. Her husband makes good money. Her house is like her home is full of beautiful things. She's very abundant. She has a very nice car. She's already very covered and favored. She has three sides of her family that has money. She really doesn't need anything. So I she likes it when I just get her needs and one pleasure. So I had gave her I bought her medication last week. You know, I just sent her money for her medication, and then I got her a bottle of wine for Christmas. The reason why I stopped shopping a lot for my daughter on Christmas because I realized that she was getting a little bit too privileged and spoiled, and I'm trying to like get her to be a humble adult more, like get her to be more in just the spirit of love and not be chasing gifts. Um, my daughter literally is living like the celebrity life. And she actually said, I'm very privileged. And I said, I don't like that you said that because I'm not a privileged person. I'm a minority. I said, I don't want you really saying that out loud no more, even though I know it's true. I said, but you know, you need to make sure you're being careful who you saying that around or whatever. So I told her, so this year I decided to humble her on Christmas. All she's getting is a bottle of wine. She's going to come here and be like, what's that? I'm be like, what you said you like? Everybody, sometimes you got to have humble Christmases. Sometimes you got to have a Christmas, even though you got more money to give, you're just humbling everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you know your family members is making $100,000 and up, each person, and my daughter is literally in her 20s. Her husband is in his 20s. They are making more money than a lot of 20-year-olds even made in the 90s. Okay? They're making more money. Like he was making $100,000 at least 5 years ago. Okay? My daughter is now restaurant location manager. So we already know she making more money, and she still gets the tips because she's running the takeout too. So she's still getting some half of the tips that's coming through there, plus her store location manager money. No, I'm not digging in my pockets for them. I'm not digging in my pockets for them. So, and I saw one Christmas she had 2 years ago. She literally had about 12 gift cards. I'm like, wow, wow. Each gift card was like a $50 or $100. She had like a huge stack of gift cards she got for Christmas. And then I noticed like all these Christmas bags, $200 Michael Kors bags and stuff she got for Christmas. I said, know what? I think she's been a little bit too privileged. You know, she got a $3,000 Mac computer. No, no. I'm going to be the parent that humbles her. Period. I'm gonna do my mom duty. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta remind your kids, your privileged kids, of, you know, of the real spirit of the holidays, and let them see what it's like to get what the Salvation Army kids get. You know, do Christmas for your kids one year. Where's the Salvation Army Christmas? Like, here's your little 3 gifts. You better smile just the same. You better smile just the same. Hi, everybody. I know some of y'all don't agree with me, but just because somebody's your child don't mean they're supposed to get spoiled rotten on holidays. Frankly, I don't think her behavior was up to par the past year. Some of her behavior, her attitude, not like bad attitude, but she was acting a little bit too self-absorbed. So I plan to do a little bit of humbling this holiday. Hi, everybody. She ain't getting cold, but she damn sure getting humbled. Y'all, I be funny. I'm taking my little sister over a housewarming present. Now, this is what I say. You don't have no money. You said, I don't have no money for holidays. But you got skills, though. You got skills. And I'm sure there's something that you have in your home that's in decent condition that you can pass down. Holidays isn't just about brand new gifts. It's the things that you give that matters. That's for growth. Okay? So it doesn't really matter if you owned it. You can pass it down. Okay? So I said the Christmas after my daughter gets married, that Christmas year when she gets married, I'm actually putting as a Christmas gift a poncho that her grandmother bought me 10 years ago. So basically it'll be like a gift from her grandma. That's going to be her main Christmas gift, but it's only when she gets married. I've been waiting to give her this poncho. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Y'all like the Christmas song? Okay. All right. So I like to get people clothes. They're. I know they're gonna wear because everybody always need clothes. I'm one of those parents. I'm one of those people that's like clothes for holidays, hygiene stuff. My family sleeps in, so they're not gonna wake up while I'm doing this. They sleep in. Now, let's say you don't do holidays. You're like, I don't do Miss V. I don't do Christmas. Why can't you make somebody some food though? What's stopping you from doing that? Y'all know I got a smart mouth. What's stopping you from cooking a meal and taking it to your grandma? Okay, be like, grandma, I don't do holidays, so I'm not going to attend the Christmas party. But I know that you still need to eat. Okay, we all still need to eat. So why don't you do that? Feed somebody. How about that? Last night, my husband was already in the holiday spirit. He made me my favorite little peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I like peanut butter jelly sandwiches before I go to bed, y'all, sometimes. Like a little kid. So he brought me up a cool glass of milk, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and he wrapped my ankle up last night. Okay. He wasn't too much into the spirit this year. Okay. He been dealing with some bitter energy. So I guess he realized he need to get it together. So he kind of, got out that energy last night. He's been feeling bitter about his situation at his, job. I think that's what it is. There all them years and they just used him up. Um, so I'm not as good. I'm not as good at rapping as every. It takes me forever to rap one gift. So that's why I will I will use gift bags. I don't wrap all the gifts. Enjoy the sounds, y'all. I know some of y'all came for the sounds. I know some of y'all like, I did my gift wrapping last night. Not me, y'all. I need my sleep is important. I don't sacrifice sleep for some gifts. Once I'm rested, I wrap gifts. I don't stay up and fight my sleep for some gifts, for somebody else's gifts. When you become a middle-aged person, you'll see, like, don't sacrifice your sleep for gifts. I don't want to be all tired and haggard on Christmas with bags under my eyes. I don't want to look like that. So I went to bed. I went to bed early. I got up and I got in about a 45-minute walk. It's a beautiful rainy day. I like the fact that it rained this Christmas. Praise God. Break from the snow. I've had too many Christmases with too much snow. Some of y'all may remember the 90s. The 90s had so much snow, it was ridiculous. We got snowed in, me and my husband, back in 1995. We had to stay at a hotel. I said, I'm sick. I like the snow, but I got my limits. So the fact that it's a rainy day. So how did I do, y'all? How did I do? Y'all might can't see it, but the snowman is on the front where the bow is. So I did pretty good. Now I'm gonna use this gold ribbon here. I might use this gold ribbon or the green one. Yeah, I'm gonna use the green ribbon. So like I said, I'm only doing two. The ones that I find that they're gonna really like, like, now I ain't good at doing these ribbons, but we're gonna figure this out, man. I don't got a ribbon machine. When you use the ribbon machines, it looks better. Where you can put the ribbon through. so it could get um it could get, cruelly cruel. But yeah. Now, I say start your new year today. So if some of y'all like, I'm about to start my new year resolution. I'm trying to tie this. My new year resolution is to do everything slower. I ain't rushing for nothing. I'm not watching the scale with me. We're getting in shape. I'm not. I'm just looking at my body. I'm dropping out of the goal chasing. I say one sketch at a time, y'all. One sketch. I'm doing 500 to 1,000 words a day only, which is like the lazy writing, because according to the goal, the general writing community, only doing 1,000 words a day is considered lazy, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, y'all. I did this real creative weird bow on his gift where I tied it. Thinking outside the box. Okay. So what I do, the only gifts that I wrap on holidays are the ones that are the special ones. Okay, the finalists don't get wrapped. So the ones I know he's going to be like, oh wow, those are the ones that I wrap up. I know that he never expects to get. Those are the ones that I wrap. And when I tell y'all this bag is not stuffed. Y'all, I did something here. The little pleasures, his favorite snack is mints. Peppermints. So I think he'd be happy with that. Like, I'm cool. Just put some peppermints under the tree. That's the only time I buy peppermints. It's the holidays, because I don't eat them. They too minty, minty for my tongue. But I do get them for family members. But yep, no more growth watching. I'm done. When I start my new channel, I'm keeping the views off, y'all. Straight up. No views. I don't want to see, because that's not why I'm doing it. I think we have too many ways where we can watch our growth, and it's starting to give us, everybody, like worldwide burnout. Because when you're able to see every little inch of your growth, you start to think that you're falling behind. So I find it like, don't, eliminate the ability to see the growth. I'm buying me this waist trainer. I know it's going to be like really cheap after Christmas. Right now it's marked down to like 20 at a discount store. They got like 5. I know they overstock. It's the weight one, the ones that got the weight in it. So that when I don't want to go to the gym, I could just put the weight thingy on my waist and walk around with that on. It's the same. Basically, it's equivalent to what they wore back in the 1800s. Those girdles that they wore in the 1800s they were thick. Okay, so I'm getting me one. Now, here's one thing I figured out about wrapping gifts. People forget that the folding part needs to be on the back of the gift. When you wrap your gifts, you always put the product with the image face down, and then you fold on top. That way the fold is not on the front of the gift. It's not on the front of the gift with the um, fold. And then also with the wrapping paper, the image of the wrapping paper, you have to position it so that they can see that image directly on the top. So make sure, like say it has a snowman on the wrapping paper, you need to position it so that the snowman is directly in the middle of the top of the paper, and then you flip it over, and then you fold the back. But then you know before you tape the fold, you got to check to make sure the image is directly in the middle. The wrapping paper image is directly in the middle of the wrapping paper. I've been wrapping for years. My husband is like an expert at rapping, y'all. If y'all could see his rapping skills, y'all be like, did he use a machine? Because his stuff is it's like sharp, perfectly cut. He puts so much pride. I hate to open his gifts. Like every time I have to open my gifts, I'd be like, I don't want to open them because they're so perfectly wrapped. But I'm getting better. I've been like learning from him. He's pretty good at all holidays. Like he's really good at carving pumpkins. I could tell growing up, because he was close to his dad. I could tell growing up, his dad was like, you know, really into the holidays, and he lived with his dad. So they made a big deal out of it, you know. You know, like you can gift wrapping. Ain't nothing wrong with liking to give gifts. So I found this little gift here, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. The lighting. It's chocolate fudge, y'all, but it's like an antique company. I remember this company. It's an old company. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's an old fashioned company. You can tell by the box. Like they don't even make boxes like that no more for new companies. It looks like it's from like the 1940s. The company. So I said, "Oh, I know that chocolate gonna be good." I started to buy me a box, but then I said, then it would be like I'm like, hijacking his gift or whatever. So I said, I'm gonna get me a box later on. I try to look at things that are like hard to find. So I went to like this old fashioned store. I don't know if y'all know Ollie's. Ollie's is actually like the 1950s grocery store. Some of y'all may not know that. Okay, Ollie's is McCoy's. I don't know if any of y'all remember McCoy's. McCoy's was around back in like the 1980s and early 90s. McCoy's was around even in the 70s. That's why it closed down because it was like 40, 50 years old already. But Ollie's is basically the new McCoy's. I bet you any money the people that own Ollie's probably co-own McCoy's because it's set up just the same. But you can find products in McCoy's, I mean in Ollie's that you would normally find in McCoy's. Products that was around from the 1970s, like old school, like Lowry seasoning out of like you can find Lowry seasoning in there the way it used to be and the price that it used to be. So like when you go to Walmart and you get Lowry seasoning, that's not the authentic Lowry seasoning, and it's not the original price from the 80s. But when you go to Ollie's, you'll see the bottle looks old fashioned, and you'll see that the price is the price that it was in the 90s, in the 80s. So that's why I like to go to Ollie's. Even when you get even when yesterday I saw pork rinds, I said, "Oh, child, that bag is like from the 80s." So I like Ollie's. Ollie's is like one of my places I go to leave this time period. If I be like, I'm sick of seeing these stores from the time period, then I'll go and just hang out in Ollie's. Ollie's is like a vacation from today's shopping world. Like you can find like $2 books in here and stuff, like $3 books that should be like $10, but they're like $3 in there. because Ollie's have kept the same price as the 80s and 90s. And in the 50s through the 90s, they're priced the same. Let's just hope they'll never go out of business. The only thing about Ollie's is, woo, them lines get long. People, the word that got out that Ollie's is old school. So if you go to Ollie's in the afternoon, you're gonna be in that line like a good 40 minutes. You see a lot of older people in Ollie's, like it'd be like 40, 50-year olds, 80, 90-year olds in Ollie's. That's why I like it, because it's like, you know, they just in there to get what they trying to get and get out. You don't have to worry about petty energy, childish energy. And the cashiers are all pleasant because they're like all older. Most of the cashier in oldies is over 30. So they're like, they got that old fashioned like cashier energy where it's like, how was your day? Welcome to Ollie's. You know, they got the old fashioned energy. So I think that the Ollie's director and managers are teaching them to have the old fashioned cashier energy. You know, they're trying to keep it old fashioned. And I like that. They even got like the old fashioned toy machines. They got the machine in the front of Ollie's that is like I used to play back in the 90s. And I said, "Whoa, child, they really keeping it old fashioned in here." Like you can literally find, you could get Dove at Ollie's, Dove like body wash for like $2 or something. The same body wash you will be paying like $15 for at Macy's. It's like wild that a lot of people aren't going in Ollie's. Hi everybody. Okay. Oh, okay. We're gonna go ahead and kick some people out of here. Okay, we're gonna kick some people out of here. That was passive aggressive to say, I didn't buy no Christmas present, I'm saving money. Bitch, I'm saving money too. I'm saving money too, bitch. I'm calling you a bitch because that was passive aggressive. When you say you saving money, you're saying that everybody else who's buying Christmas gifts is not saving money. So that's passive aggressive. And this is what I be telling y'all. Some people be passive aggressive as hell on these on YouTube in the comments. So you can get the fuck out of here too. Because I didn't waste money, bitch. I saved money by giving back. Okay? Saving is not getting you rich. Giving back is getting you rich. The people that's giving more is getting more. So you could go ahead and dismiss me with that saving money shit. Okay? I'm telling you right now, if you thinking saving is going to like get you ahead, you playing yourself. You're playing yourself. Like soon as I started giving more, I started getting more. Like that little $20 that you kept in your bank account, I'm telling you no lie, the creator will triple that if you stop being in that lack damn mindset all the time. It disgusts me when people always want to make the holidays like, yeah, I'm doing shit different, I'm saving. Then go to the fucking saving Christmas crew and stay the fuck away from us. Okay? If you gonna come in here, just be like, Merry Christmas, and that's it. I don't give a fuck what you doing with your money. Be like, I'm happy that everybody in your family getting what they need. Okay, so while you saving your money, this motherfucker's in need. Okay, so you need to go to your two people who just want to be in that hoarding money shit. And I said that last 3 days ago. I said, if you're not Capricorn, low vibrational energy, saving shit, nickel and diming yourself in your bank account, don't expect nobody to be nice to you on Christmas. Move the fuck on. Don't expect no Christmas energy. Save your Merry fucking Christmas. Because the only thing you caring about is your damn self. For real. And trying to play everybody with that Merry Christmas shit. You ain't getting poor putting $5 in a poor man's hat, bitch. You're not. What are you losing? What are you losing? I be cussing people out when they come with that ignorant shit on holidays. Yeah, I'm cussing right now because people that's stingy and that low vibrational Capricorn energy, nickel pad penny, keeping all their fucking pennies in the bank account right now. Them is the same people that want to complain about society prices and complain about this. Shut the fuck up. You can't complain, bitch. You are a person that store away money all the time. You're in lack mindset. So I don't want to hear you. Okay? I don't want to hear you, brah. Now, you're out. We don't want to hear you saving when motherfuckers is hungry today. There's homeless people out here looking for somebody to put money in the old man's hat so they can have a Christmas dinner. I'm sure you eating good today, turkey and all that, while you saving your money. Take your little greedy ass Scrooge ass out of here. You Scrooge ass Grinch. Nobody wants you in here. If you preaching about saving on Christmas, take yourself ass with Scrooge for real. Because I ain't rich and I still give on Christmas, but I get too. That's why your ass ain't getting, because you don't give. You gotta save, because you're not a giver, bitch. You're not a giver. Serious. Say all the cussing on Christmas. Just because it's Christmas don't mean I can't cuss somebody out. Scrooge. I don't do Scrooges. I don't do Scrooges. I don't. I don't. Saving money. That's why your butt's alone. That's why ain't nobody coming through with random gifts. You didn't trigger the universe to give you to help you get lucky, to get double money out of nowhere. You're not gonna walk down the street and find $100 bill. You're not gonna find money because you or someone that's like, I need to save, I need to save, I need to save. I have a brother who has an 8-bedroom mansion who makes really good money, and he's the most generous person I know. Okay, he's not sitting up there like, before he even had an 8-bedroom mansion, he was always generous, always sending everybody money. Even when he was only making $80,000 a year, he wasn't like, I need to just keep on saving or whatever. That's why the Creator gave him a mansion. That's why all his friends is rich. That's why all his friends have businesses. That's why all his businesses did well. That's why he looked good, always fit. The Creator then blessed the man all around. That's why he's always chosen to lead events. Everybody likes him. So stop sitting up there. Stop sitting up there with that save energy. If he heard that, he'd be like, why the hell you in that energy? Like, I didn't save my money to get to the top. The Creator wants you to give a certain percentage away every year. If you've been hoarding money all year, take your ass to the Scrooge group. We don't want nothing to do with you, especially the black community. Get the hell up out of here. Get the hell up out of here for real. I bet you if it wasn't Christmas, you wouldn't have said that shit. People give on Christmas even when they don't do Christmas. Not everybody puts a tree up in Christmas gifts. Even if it wasn't Christmas, I'd still be giving to my family. So it ain't about Christmas. Shut the hell up. All these minority people being ripped off, underpaid. The LGBTQ being treated like shit. Literally breadcrumbed in everything. And you talking about saving money? Shut up. I'm saving money this Christmas. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of these Scrooge people popping up around everybody's Christmases. You only came in here because you saw the video title say what I said about why I do holidays. If I said I didn't do holidays, bitch, you wouldn't have said that. You thought you could one up me. I'm better than you. I give back. If I give back, I'm always better than you. Serious. I told y'all I can have a smart mouth. I'll cuss people out any day of the week when they come trifling. I don't care what holiday it is. I'm not nice every day. I don't like that Scrooge energy. I don't like people that want to preach and try to make everybody passively try to make other people feel guilty for giving on Christmas. Why the fuck do you care? Like, you're not justifying not giving on Christmas, saying on the holidays. And why is it just Christmas? Like, why don't y'all say that shit to Jewish people? Like, I noticed that people always want to tell Christians, like, leave Christians alone. I'm tired of people attacking Christians that do Christmas. Nobody says that shit to Hanukkah people. Nobody goes up to Jewish people and be like, yeah, I ain't doing Hanukkah because I'm saving money. Everybody want to bite their tongue about the Hanukkah, but always too comfortable with trying to passively attack Christians. Like, leave Christians alone. Baptist, Christian, Catholics, leave them alone. Serious. You ain't got to do it, bitch. Somebody getting what they need today. Be happy about that. Just be like, oh, I'm so happy that somebody getting their needs on the holidays. That's nice. See, that's all I would have said. That's all I would have said. But if you feel you must have felt guilty, this person felt guilty. That's why they said, I'm saving. I don't give a fuck. And and that's why I got money coming. That's why I have money coming. That's why I get all the amount of money that I spent on Christmas gift is nowhere the amount that I'm getting over these 30 days. Okay? There's people going to be sending me random stuff. There's people that's going to be sending me stuff. Okay? People are going to give back. I'm not apologizing for cussing in here. I love to cuss out the Scrooges. The greedy money hoarders around the holidays, they need cuss the hell out. Because they the ones why people are like, there ain't no money out here. Why people are like missing out. Every time you don't give back, you're a taker. You're just hogging the energy. You know, when you don't give back, you're supposed to actually give. Even I think it was Earl Nightingale said, you're supposed to give a certain percentage out of your money every month. Period. He was talking about that. Okay? But if I say it, people will be like, oh no, but Earl Nightingale, a whole man is dead in the ground, can say in his law of attraction video to give a certain percentage back on a monthly basis. Okay, this is this December. What better day to give back this month than holidays? How about that? Cooking and cleaning for your family, that's not just giving back. They could do that for themselves, for real. They could do that for themselves. They could do that for themselves. They in your house, they got access to the food or whatever. What about something else? What about a need they got? Maybe they got hygiene needs. Some people don't got soap. They can't afford hygiene, pads, tampons, whatever. I keep it real. It's not going to hurt you to buy your family members some damn soap, body wash, a little $7 body wash kit. Come on now, that's going to put you out. That's going to put you in the poorhouse to pay $7 for a body wash kit. Like, seriously. I mean, I could go in family members' homes and I see what they don't have. I'm like, oh, they running out of soap. They only got 5 washcloths in here. Okay, I could go right to Gabriel's right now and get a pack of washcloths for $5. Throw in a little $5 bottle of soap, a bar of soap, wrap it up as a gift and be like, happy holidays. That's not going to put me out. That's the amount that I pay in gas to drive 3 miles, $10. The way people are like in such lack about money, it's like crazy. Like our country take care of everything. There's all you can get your teeth done for free, glasses. You don't got no money. Okay, you're struggling. You can get free glasses. You can get free dental. You can live. It's all out here. It's all in the states of America. Because I know where they all are here in Pennsylvania. You can get free bus tickets through Urban League. You can get your rent paid through Urban League. You can get your gas bill paid. So actually your country has a massive amount of resources for free that will take care of all your needs. So why are you complaining about saving money? You're saving money thinking you're going to invest to get rich. You're saving money because you're thinking you're panic energy. You're afraid to go after the free stuff. That's why. You want to have pride. You want to have pride and be like, I don't want to have to go to free stuff, so I want to be able to save money so I can just never go to free stuff. Guess what? The stuff is not free. You already paid for it with your hard-earned work. So why are you trying to save to avoid standing in lines to get free stuff? You could be like our ancestors, risking your life for a pork chop. So give it a break. Why do you need to get rich? Why? Like, why is that? Like, why is that so important? This is scary that everyone's like, I want to save money, I want to save money, I want to save money, I want to save. It's like crazy as hell that everybody is like, oh, I might not get, I'm scared. That's why I got to save. Ah. Yet, we keep getting, America is more abundant than other countries. We got way more free resources than other countries. The problem is all this narcissism, lack of humbling to go get the free resources. All this, I want to be able to say I don't do free, that I can afford to pay out my pocket. That's exactly why you don't get lucky. I got a little surprise for everybody who's afraid to get through free stuff. The scriptures actually say, the scripture numbers are saying you will be blessed, and it's free. Most of the time, those blessings is what you're going to get for free. So let's meaning this food bank random gifts for free or whatever. So let's stop sitting up there saying I don't want. I'm just trying, because I'm secretly don't want to have to. I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm not going to get taken care of. Look, there's a lot of good people out here. Believe me. If you tell somebody you hungry, you swallow your pride, somebody gonna feed you. So let's just stop. Let's just stop. Okay? And, for real. Give it a break. I got an uncle who has been mentally challenged his whole life. And he looks really good. He looks young. He's literally in his 60s, looking like he's 40. Guess what? The country has been taking care of him for years because of his mental health problem. Okay? But guess what? He doesn't complain. He's the most kindest, nicest person. But guess what? He's also someone that will greet you kindly and share. He's not stingy. He's not a bragger. He'll sit and give you all the time you need to talk. He cares about what you're going through, whatever. He's a very humble man. He has a wonderful reputation of being one of the kindest people that anyone ever met or whatever. Why isn't he saying, oh, I have a learning disability. I have, social anxiety. This country does me wrong. He's not in that energy like chasing rich, but no wonder why he's he's outliving all of my family members, all my uncles. He looks way better than all of them. And he's older. Because, I think he was in the military once upon a time, but I'm just saying. This is why I might go to the food bank today just to be around humble people. I mean, serious, like, just to sit around it. Just to sit around people that's like just naturally grateful. I'm tired of hearing everybody always want to talk about the money they getting and saving money and how they want to get more money. It's starting to be gross and disgusting. There's other things to talk about. We need to talk about giving more again. I don't really see nobody talking about that on YouTube. Everybody talking about don't do this, don't buy this, don't shut the hell up. Talk about something else. Damn. That's why I'm not surfing today. I'm not surfing. I ain't surfing none of these apps. I don't want to hear it. The same people that are saying, I don't do holidays because it's all about product. They know damn well if they're struggling and they need a new icebox. If somebody said, here's a new icebox as a gift, they would accept it. Hypocrites. If somebody showed up at their door and was like, I was just thinking about you and I bought you a new icebox because you needed one, they wouldn't turn it away. Meanwhile, they like, I don't do Christmas. Okay, then don't do the gift. Send the gift back. Send them all back. Matter of fact, you don't do Christmas, send all your gifts back that you got in any old Christmases. Send it all back since you hate it so bad. No, I got a smart mouth. For real. Don't go to the Christmas party and eat nobody's food. You don't do Christmas, remember? You don't. You don't. I know one thing, if I don't do something, I don't show up on that day talking about it. If I don't do somebody on their birthday, I'm not going to sit there and talk about them. I don't do them. If you really don't do Christmas, you shouldn't be talking about it. Really, you don't. Shouldn't be. You're only talking about it to mess it up for everybody else. Because why don't you start a group of the no Christmas doing group? Stay out of our groups. Stay out of the Hanukkah groups, the Kwanzaa groups, the Christmas groups. Stay out of it. No. I notice these non-holiday people always got to be in our energy. They have to. If I don't eat pork, I'm not hanging out in the pork aisle telling everybody I don't do pork. And you think you're that special that I'm going to be bothered that you don't do it and I do it? Like, no. Who the hell you think you are? I don't do people to run around telling random people what they don't do. I don't do those people. And I don't tell those people that I don't do them. I just don't do them. Woo, child. Period. Okay, yeah. Okay, this I'm finally done with this one. I'm trying to stack the bag the way it needs to be. There we go. I got one more to do. I am so happy and grateful to be able to give back this holiday season, to not be a lack mind, money mindset, to not think I can save myself by just saving money all the time. I'm so happy that I'm not in that energy. The same people that's telling y'all to save y'all money all the time, why ain't they living in studio apartments? Look at them. Look at them on YouTube. They're still living in these fancy homes. They're still living. They ain't saving their money. They're the same people that's sitting up there spending money and saying, just save. Most of the time, most people that save is because they're trying to save. They're trying to save so they someday they can live above what they have, and because they think the grass is greener. Just because you save and buy a mansion don't mean you're going to be happier. There's plenty of unhappy people right now today, rich. I'm sure Johnny Depp is missing his mama. He finally gets to grieve about his mama after that Amber Heard stuff. Shoot. No. Just saying. I don't know why people think money's going to fix everything. I've been there and done that. It ain't. I know rich 90-year-old people that's grieving and depressed and up in the nursing home with plenty of money in their bank account and sitting up there with no family to visit them. Nobody comes see them, just spend their money in their bank. It's sad. I think that a lot of people need to get a job in a retirement home. Then they start thinking about other things other than money. A lot of people ain't working in retirement homes. That's why they don't care. That's why they're it's easy for them to be Scrooges. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Ridiculous. Okay. I got one gift left. I want to get another walk in while it's still raining. Yeah. You see how I cuss they butt out? These Scrooges and Grinches is always coming out of nowhere. I don't know why these Grinches won't just stay in their Grinch cave and with their energy. Why they always gotta like get up? Oh, I want to tell one person that I'm saving. I have to get on YouTube and I'm looking for someone on a live stream that's talking about how they gave back on Christmas just so I can try to make them think that they're wasteful because I'm saving. Guess what, boo? How much you want to bet that I got more money? I got more, my gift total amount and my money that I'm getting on Christmas is more money than you think you saved this Christmas. I don't spend nowhere near on Christmas the amount that I get on Christmas. Because I'm that thrifty. Period. I'm going to be sitting up here with $200 gift cards, all the stuff I get, $100 and up. I can literally, if I don't want it, I can sell it on eBay. Okay? Period. And why do I get it? Why do it? Everybody know come through? It's because I come through. See? Even if what I got them was on discount, it's still what they need. It's still what they wanted. So that's why they won't come through. And even if they bought my stuff on discount at Christmas, I can still sell it at regular sale if I don't want it. If somebody buys me a $200 perfume set from Victoria's Secrets, but they got it for $50, the original price is still on the box. So if I don't want it, I can put it right up on eBay and sell it for regular price. See what I'm saying? People better know how to work Christmas. Believe it or not, you can work Christmas to make more money than you think you're saving on Christmas. You just got to know how to work it. This is why some people do Christmas. Some people ain't about Christmas, but they still do Christmas because they know they can resell all that stuff at a regular price. But people think they're so smart with investing. No, you're not. Otherwise, you'd be doing Christmas. Just saying, y'all. Just saying. Period. I got a laptop at a very low price around Christmas, like about 10 years ago, and I kept it in perfect condition. I gave it to somebody as a birthday gift. See what I'm saying? I ain't even have to come out my pocket. I refurbished it. I cleaned it up. Gave them a 30-day virus protection in it, software in it. Okay. And they got a laptop now, and it's an antique. Their laptop is worth more than mine because it's an antique. But did I come out my pocket? No, I didn't. I didn't have to spend a dime on them because I keep my stuff very nice. So if I ever want to give it as gift because I'm done with it, I can. Period. And first of all, everybody don't spend money on Christmas. Some people give stuff that they got. Some people make Christmas gifts. Like you can literally spend $10 on some yarn and make somebody something for Christmas. Period. I could take $10 off a gift card that somebody gave me for Christmas last year, go buy me some yarn and make somebody a beautiful scarf for Christmas because I know how to crochet scarves. Period. Now, that didn't put me out. That didn't put me out with my money. I didn't lose any money. Somebody else technically paid for it because it's a gift card that somebody gave me. I spent $10 from the gift card. There's all kind of ways to get back on Christmas without feeling like you wasting money. So there's no excuse to not get back on Christmas. So I don't want to talk to people who try to use it like, I'm not trying to waste money. Please. I'm sure there's something in your house you don't even use that you're wasteful with. Just sitting there unused. Why don't you give that away? Why don't you give that away? Hi, Horsey. I give you just Christmas kiss. I didn't stop kissing you, but I'm going to give you one all because it's the holidays, okay? I think you're turning into a spoiled baby. I shouldn't have never started giving you kisses over and over because you're turning into a little spoiled baby now. Now every time you see me, Hansy, you come like, Mom, can I get a kiss? No, you're a male cat. Get tough. Get tough. Stop whining all the time. Hansy then turned into a little baby because I done spoiled him too much, and now he's like my little baby in here. You little baby? Hansy. You little baby? Hi. Yeah, Papa. Okay, y'all, I gotta get ready to go. Happy holidays. I didn't cuss somebody out in here. I knew that Scrooge was coming. Now y'all see why I stopped doing daylight videos. Now y'all see. Because there's people that has been sitting, stalking my channel, waiting to counter me, waiting to devalue things I say. They the people that's jealous of me, been watching my donations, watching my views. And I can tell the only reason this is happening, and I keep it real, is because I'm an African American woman on the live stream. I sit in the streams of white women, and people are like, "Oh, happy holidays, praise God, yeah, yeah, yeah." But when I get on daylight, it's like, "Oh, let me try to devalue." I feel like America now is always trying to find a way to find a flaw in African American people. Like, even if we're at peace, it's like I gotta find a way to make it like they're wasteful. Like, I noticed that when people talk about Christmas in a negative way, it's always like when they're in the presence of African American people who are Christian. Like, why don't you go to the white Christian churches and piss on their Christmas? I'm not saying that I want their Christmas pissed on, but why can't African American Christians or Baptists have their holidays in peace? Like, why can't we? I even see videos on YouTube where people are putting up pictures like the new Christian and they show a black woman under the word Christian. And it's like, okay, there's no white Christians out here. Yes, there are. But why is Christianity is always attacked and considered toxic, and there's always a black woman under the word Christian? Like, it's always a part of the black woman's face is always attached to that label. I just find it so weird. Like, when I have Christian friends that are white or biracial, they say I don't experience none of that. I said, because you're not brown skinned. They don't see you as aggressive. They see you as feminine. So they have a certain amount of respect for you when you show up and say you're Christian. But they automatically attach the aggressive black woman image to brown skinned women when it's under the word Christian. And I'm so sick of that. I think people are still finding ways to passively express their negativity towards brown skinned women and dark skinned women, and without it being so obvious. Because how they devalue things that we do in our life choices, but bite their tongue when other groups, minority groups, are doing the same life choices. No one says ghetto to a white woman when she's eating neck bones and greens, and they do. They do. Some of them are still eating pig feet, whatever, but no one says that. But if I sit up here and be sucking on some neck bones in this video, it's going to be, oh, this is a modern woman. See what I'm saying? I'm sick of it, and this is why I stopped doing daylight videos. That's why I stopped doing daylight videos. Hi, everybody. I can't see the comments, y'all. The comments went dark. I can't see if y'all can see me because they went dark. A lot of people know it's tasteless to just outright attack minority groups and their lifestyle choices. They know it's tasteless. So the new attack is mentioning that they don't do it. That's the new way of attacking it, devaluing it passively without and being able to deny it and say, no, that's not what I was trying to do. Yes, it is, because I didn't ask you if you don't do my lifestyle. I didn't ask you. So I find that I have white family members that live here, and when I see them in their groups, they don't go through it. Like, I'm sitting watching. Like, no one says, well, I don't do cigarettes. Yet the white people are smoking around people, and they're white people, and no one says, I don't smoke. You smoke, I don't smoke. But it would be sad to me if I said I did. See what I'm saying? It's like I have absolutely no boundaries, social boundaries. I think people need to realize that minorities still deserve social boundaries. Period. We still deserve the right to be left alone with our choices. and not trying to have subliminal messages sent to us to make us question our life choices to see if it's right compared to yours. So it's like, let minorities have their choices this week in peace. If LGBTQ want to sit with someone of the same gender and have a Merry Christmas, like if they didn't ask you that you don't do LGBTQ Christmas, keep it to yourself. A lot of people say that they're spiritual, but the saints were not running around telling other saints what they don't do. They weren't doing that. They minded their own business. They shared what they do, but they didn't say what they didn't do unless they was asked what they didn't do. I find it as a kind of passive narcissism to be telling random people what you don't do the moment you see what they do. Hi, everybody. I'll see y'all later. No Scrooges. Okay, I figure like this. If you got any Scrooge Grinch energy, please just stay away from people. Please just stay home. Please just stay away from us. That's how I feel. I went in the gas station today. It was all kind of Scrooge energy in there. All kind of Scrooge. I noticed that they were saying happy holidays to only the younger people, the cashiers. They was rolling their eyes. They didn't want to get me a coffee. I decided to have a coffee today. I said, see what I'm saying? They're trying to ruin my holiday energetically. So you know what I did? I made them do their work. I said, can I get a bag? Can I get a receipt? I would have gladly walked out of there without a bag for my stuff. But they wanted to be in that, I'll say happy holidays to every young person, but not you because you got gray in your hair. Okay, fine. Then you're going to do your job. Every little thing I can ask you for in here, I'm going to ask you for. Even if I don't need it. You think, it's optional to do my job when an older black woman come in this gas station? No, it's not. I'm going to show you that it isn't. I'm going to have you do your job. I'm going to have you give me a bag. I'm going to have you give me my receipt. I'm going to have you check to see if the total's correct. I'm going to ask you if you got certain things in the store. You're going to be forced to do your job since you want to put that Scrooge and energy to me. And that's what I did. And the other two people kept standing there when I came back in and said, can I get a bag? Because I was just told to go. And I noticed the manager looked at them. And then she came over and did it. Now, one of y'all got to do it. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? See, that's how I do cashiers, the toxic. I find ways to get them to do their job then. Hey, do you have this on sale? How long are you open till today? Do you have a bag? Can I get a double bag? Is this price correct? I will act like I don't even know what to do. I'll be like, what do I do here? I'll have them come over to the little card thingy and show me how to do it. You want to have a nasty attitude, then I'll put you to work. That's how my mama used to do us. You wake up negative with a nasty attitude, I got some work for you. That'll humble you. Maybe you'll be nicer so you don't have no more work to do. Period. I saw the man, he said, happy holidays to the young girl that was in front of me. She said, happy holidays. I said, okay, being ignorant. I asked him if they were going to put any more sandwiches out. He didn't answer me. And he was the head cook. I said, you're normally back there cooking. He said, I am. Oh, okay, so you don't want to answer me. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I said, okay, watch what I do. He said, go ahead. He shoved his hand like, take your stuff. He wanted me out of there because he had some racism to him. I said, let me go back in there and have them do their job. I said, excuse me, can I get a bag, please? Because I wasn't offered a bag. I'm not taking, I said, I'm not carrying this stuff out and dropping this stuff. I didn't come all the way here to drop this stuff on the way out after I bought it. And the manager was like, I understand or whatever. She said, I don't get it. So I know darn well that they got audio recording in there. They all do. And when I store manager, district manager hear what I said, I made sure They got, because they got audio. They might not got the visual, but they got audio. They got a little audio behind the desk. They all got a spy audio behind the desk that the head district manager listens to. I made sure I put it out there that they didn't care if I dropped my stuff on Christmas. Period. Now, bunch of Grinches sitting up there, jealous and stuff. Oh, this is an older woman that keep herself together. And I saw them look at my hair. I'm tired of people being jealous of my hair. People act like everybody with 4C hair should look like they got dragged down the old West Road. People act like everybody with 4C hair should look like they got dragged through the desert. No. I notice like every time they see my 4C hair all shiny and coiled and soft and luscious looking, they look at me in this gas station. It's the same woman, it's the same man, and they go like they're triggered. It's like, and like, you're mad because your hair's thinning and I got nice thick luscious hair up in here. You're mad. They do the same thing. My daughter got healthy luscious curls in her hair with her texture. She keeps it real nice, moisturized, and she said they treat her the same way. I said something about these people and these cashiers, these two cashiers, they got a problem with good looking women that's not coming in with raggedy wigs on. They want me to come in here with this wig and weave in my hair. Everybody that they say good morning to, I'm noticing is all weave and wig queens. They say that to. It's somebody with a bad wig on, a bad weave on. So they're jealous that us natural black women are coming in there looking all good. It's making them feel like they're not worshipped. These two white racist people in the gas station. They mad. They want us to look like we want to look like them. They need extra validation. They want their ego celebrated by us coming in here with wigs and weaves. But because we're not, they're triggered. I can feel the energy. I'm looking at their eyes, look at my hair. And it's like, oh, they triggered. Nobody wants to look like them. We don't want to look like them. So we need to go. I call it what it is. It's the way some of the racist people get mad when you don't want to look like them. It's like, wow. They mad. They want to look extra favored. Like everybody trying to look like me, so I feel real special in here. But when me and my daughter come in here, it's like, you see there's other type of pretty privilege. Now you triggered. Here. You're triggered. Child, hell up out of here. I get it a lot from younger white women. They'll look at me and they'll look right at my hair, they'll look down at my body, and they'll be like, ugh. They'll avoid looking at me. They will turn their head and be like, the stuff over there. And then as soon as a woman of color come in there and she got a raggedy old wig on, this tired looking weave, and she's like real out of shape, they'll be like, happy holidays, because they feel like their ego's protected. Ridiculous. That's why, y'all, I try to be honest, I try to stick within my own age group a lot of the time. Like, that's how I do. It's like, if you're a woman over 35, I it's like I want to be your friend. You know, the women under 38, I'd be like, I don't know if I could. I can't really mess with you. Like, it's suspicious. You know, you expect me to look like an old dried up woman just so you can feel better about yourself? No. I really think that we're all meant to stay a lot in our own age group for the sake of our peace. You know, I hate to be like ageist, but it's being ageist towards me. Like, what else can I do? If I got women under 38 projecting negative energy at me, like acting shady because I look good, And I'm not trying to look like them. I look good for my age, being all they are bitter. They seem like, why are you still competition and you older with Gray? Because that's how God made it. The Empress is always going to be competition. A true Empress is always going to be competition to every woman walking out here. So take it up with God if you're mad because I'm in here glowing with luscious hair. Take it up with God. He decided this. I earned it. I earned to have the same benefits you have, even though I'm 20 years older, because I don't hang around in these stores on holidays with this trifling ages energy and being competitive. The Empress ain't even concerned about competition. She concerned about keeping her glow up. Period. Just worry about your glow up and stop worrying about other people's glow up upstaging yours. Just work on yours. Like I wish more women would get in that energy. Stop assessing other women's hair, skin color, skin glow. Keep your eyes on you, for real. That's how I feel it. When I look at a woman, I'm just looking at the aura, for real. That's what I'm looking, eye to eye. Period. Women with too many women in the north is constantly, and in the east, northeast, constantly comparing and competing and observing each other's glow up. It's like, ooh, that's why a lot of men don't want eastern northern women. That's why if you talk to a lot of men, they be like, ooh, I don't date those women. They, toxic. They'll run to Georgia. Like I know a lot of men. It's like I don't do Ohio and Pennsylvania women. No, they petty. These men don't even want to hear it. If I'm tired of the energy, I can imagine what the men going through. They probably sitting here hearing these women talk and hate on other women all the time. They probably like, ooh, I don't even want no women from the state. Like, ooh. Like, if they projected it on me, I can imagine what these men are hearing at home. No wonder why these men be like, nah, I'm going to the South. They be like, I'm going to the South and the West. East Coast North is trash. It is. East Coast North energy is extremely low vibe. It's a lot of the feminine energy, low vibe. I know some people don't like that, but it's true. Can't even. It's the younger generation in the East. Nope. Walking around mad. I don't know why people think because somebody got gray in their hair, they're suddenly a baby boomer. I'm sick and tired of people thinking I'm a baby boomer because of some damn gray. It's wild. I'm not, and I have a lot of black men say, I love your gray in your hair. It looks beautiful. Yeah, I'm supposed to have that old, dried up, faded gray that makes you look old. That's why some of these women get triggered. They see the silver. Like I have, my hair literally looks like the tinsel on a Christmas tree. It's the exact type of silver. So people be like, oh, she don't got grandma gray. Yeah, because of a real empress. I ain't nothing wrong with grandma gray. But if you got grandma gray, it's because you went gray. You're probably going gray because of you're indoors a lot as you're aging. You're not in touch with the sky enough. If you want your hair to turn silver, you need to pray more and you need to have a lot more vitamin D. Period. As you age. A lot of people that spend a lot of time indoors, they get the dull gray. I'm outside in the skylight a lot. I make it my personal goal to go out every day. I can't believe how toxic the energy was in the store in the gas station this morning. I was really shocked. I was like, okay, can't even get a cup of coffee. It's like that. Can't get a bag, nothing. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all later. I gotta get off of here. I gotta get something to eat. I am hungry. Bye, everybody. Have a happy holiday.